Girbeagly!
Hey there guys and gals, it's Girbeagly with another episode of Gaming with Girbeagly, and I'm playing yet another new dating sim. Now I know that I said that I was going to return a Hatoful boyfriend and pursue some of the other birds in that besides Ryuta, but I believe that I should probably start something new as well, just to get some fresh stuff on the channel. We'll go back, I promise that we will go back and we'll revisit Hatoful boyfriend as well as Magical Diary, because I know a lot of people have been asking for both of those. But anyway, so this is a game that some of you may have heard of before. It's called Katawa Shoujo, and this game is completely original. It's not based off of an existing manga or anime or anything like that. This is a game that actually was created on 4chan, I believe. I did a little bit of reading up on it. I don't know that much about it, but it basically started as an idea on 4chan, and as many of you know, 4chan's not exactly the most positive place on the internet. There's actually a lot of negative stigma around it. So what started off, though, as what seemed like a strange fetish, because it is about, apparently it's about dating girls with disabilities in an anime school setting. But this game became, it got a life of its own. The entire fandom surrounding just the concept started to get more and more positive and became more heartfelt, and it created this game which I'm told is one of the most heart-wrenching dating sim visual novels out there. So I'm really excited to try it out. I'll stop talking and babbling. I know very little about this game. I know that you are a guy in this one. For once, I'm not going to be voicing a girl the entire time. I'll have a male protagonist to voice, but you have some sort of condition of your own, which gets you sent to this school that's full of disabled or girls with diseases, something along those lines. Actually, the title is translated, I believe, as disability girls, very crudely, but let's get started, guys. I'm sorry for the long intro, but it's there's a lot of backstory to this game. Anyway, so a light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. Wow, I'm already gonna mess up the reading right off the bat. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 p.m., so I guess my name is Hisao, according to the screen there. Ah yes, the note. Slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently falling from the white-painted sky are the only sign of time passing in the stagnant world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone's approaching me from behind. Hisao, you came. A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. Oh, dainty voice, oops. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. Ooh, Hisao. Ooh, it's a little lady. So Hisao's meeting this girl out in the snowy forest. How cute. Iwanako? I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? And sorry if I butcher the names, guys. Like I always say, I'm very, very bad with Japanese names, despite the amount of anime that I watch and manga that I read. I'm just not great at the pronunciations of them, so I hope that I'm not totally destroying them. If I am, please let me know. I'll be more than glad to try to adjust how I'm saying things. Damn it. I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic.
Yes. I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it.
A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle, even if I tried. Aw, how cute. Alright, so what's going on? My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out from my chest and claim this girl for itself. Aw. I like the art in this, by the way. This is like I said, it's completely made by 4chan contributors. So this is like outrageously gorgeous looking. It's really a very talented group of people that worked on this. So here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Iwanako flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself as if supported by some new confidence. Dude, I mean, she's like in a short skirt and stuff. You should, like, give her your jacket. That'd be nice and nice. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. Oh, man. My throat's tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried.
You see...
Oh man, these situations are always so awkward. Like the people who come and they meet up and they they're like, "I like you. Do you like me?" It doesn't matter how old you are. They're always awkward.
I wanted to know if you'd go out with me.
Oh, my heart's beating so hard right now. I'm super excited. I stand there motionless, save for my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point.
Hisao?
I reach up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms. Oh man, so obviously something's wrong. So this is probably the medical condition that he has that's going to send him to the school down the line.
Hisao!
My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror. Oh man. Look at that heartbeat.
Hisao!
The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Iwanako running towards me. All these fade to black. The last things I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above. Oh man, dude, that sucks. You're about to get asked out and you freaking fell down and had a heart issue. Oh wow, and so there's like actually animated cutscenes in this, I guess. This is really well done already. I'm super impressed. Anytime I play one of these games, I try my best to play it completely blind if I can. And in this case, I know very little about it. I know that it's not going to be for everyone. This is like the weird part of like Japanese dating sims, and I don't even know if this one counts as Japanese because it was made by 4chan users. It's I think it's like an international team basically, but really interesting so far. Man, this is just gorgeous. It is like watching an anime cartoon. Ugh, syringe. I hate needles. They're creepy. But all the artists that worked on this, all the people who did music, just really great stuff so far. So, color me impressed. FMV animation is Mike Inell. Oh, Mike Inell, or Inell, I don't know how to say his name. He's a YouTuber. He's on YouTube, or at least he's an animator on YouTube. He has made some really great animations that I love, that are very atypical, unorthodox sort of plot lines and ideas, and just beautiful animation. You guys should definitely go Google his name, or YouTube his name, and try to find his stuff. I'm having trouble remembering what animations he worked on, but they're all very good. Anyway, it's been 4 months since my heart attack. Okay, so he did have an actual heart attack in this. That sucks, man. And that whole time, I can probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts. So I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word. A foreign, alien one. One that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently, I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Holy crap. At least you got good parents, man. Of course, there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt like as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I'd gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. Man, that's brutal. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Iwanaka was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. That's super sad. That sucks, man. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses felt so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they're in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of an omen. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. At some point I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism from my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think that I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. That's the same way I absolutely love reading. It is like the best. I mean, look at this. We're doing a visual novel. We're going to do lots of reading here. And I hope that you guys enjoy these. I know that there's like a really small fan base of these on the channel, but you guys are like hardcore. You're really into all of them, and I really appreciate that because I definitely enjoy doing something that's a little bit different than like an action game or an adventure game. Excuse me, I got the burpees. As I always do during these dating sim visual novels, I will get the burpees. Yeah, I really enjoy these. They're a lot of fun. They just sort of draw on a different set of emotions than a standard orthodox game would or a mainstream game. So it has been a lot of fun doing these with you guys. Anyway, but I love the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I'd set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. Dude, I don't blame you if you cry. I would cry my eyes out in this situation. It would be terrible. But that happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today, the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There is this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers, then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed, next to mine. He looks me in the eye for a moment. "Hello, Hasao. How are you today?" I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. "I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medications sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription." So that's good news. That's big news, man. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hand and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? Oh, man. Whoa. Okay, hallucinations. Quinidine, aspirin. I don't know what any of these are. The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contradictions and dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life, every day? I'm afraid that is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it wouldn't be best if you... I can't even speak, sorry guys. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down? The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I supposed to be homeschooled? Or am I going to be homeschooled? God damn it, I'm just making up words now. I'm sorry, guys. Whatever of my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I? There's a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby. Independence? It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go. But your mother and I aren't able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple of weeks back. I think you'd like it. Looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamned opportunity. Yeah, doctor, kind of insensitive, man. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, a special school, that's an insult. That's what I want to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All of the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another. Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. Wow, graduate? Really? Me? Really? Okay, apparently I'm very bad at reading right now, as I've said 1,000 times. So just ignore those bad words and read it yourself. You can mute me. You can mute me and read it yourself. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability? That's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me. But what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I'd always thought my life was actually kind of boring. But now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now. Something about how I can go back to school anyway. But no. I don't say anything. The fact is that I know now it's futile. I look around the room feeling very tired of all this. The hospital, the doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That's all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something. Even if it's a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start. My life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life would look like. Wow. Very deep stuff. I like that the protagonist seems really, really grounded. He's not a total brat. He's trying to look at this, you know, glass half empty kind of way, but at the same time he is trying to find some sort of silver lining to his predicament. Obviously it's incredibly negative for him, which sucks, but yeah, I think I'm actually going to end this episode here, guys. I'm having a lot of trouble reading at the moment, so I kind of want to give my throat a rest and give my eyes a rest and my brain a rest and whatever else needs a rest before I continue. But this has already really piqued my interest. It's very, very different than the start of the sort of boisterous and fun dating sims that we've done in the past. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this a lot. I know that I have. If you have, please be sure to hit the like button, share the video, and favorite it. Also, be sure to subscribe to me if you guys haven't already. For those of you who have, thank you so much for all of your support. You guys are the best in the world. I love every single one of you, and as always, it was great seeing you. Bye-bye. You're in love with me. Ooh, ooh. Ew, get out of here, you goofy pile of poopy doops. Alright, and your yucky heads. Ow, god damn it, the dodges are not good. Why am I ahead? I'm just ahead now, I just realized. I'm like you! I'm one of you! I learned it from you, Dad! I learned it from you!